And good evening and welcome to a special presentation of the best of the Black Hills Conference, your St. Thomas More Cavaliers, where tonight we bring you a Region 8 semifinal showdown on a Friday night in March, the first Friday night in March, as the number 3 seed St. Thomas More Cavaliers, 16 and 5, take on the number 2 seed Hill City Rangers, 17 and 4. These two teams squaring off in a rematch of a classic played on February the 22nd on a Saturday afternoon. We were here to bring you a thrill fest just about 2 weeks ago. Well, we're glad you're with us, everybody. Mike Fell, Technical Director Braden Strayed, and Regan Dewar. Well, last night, if you were with us, that was quite a game. And for many of us, we've been processing last night's Lady Cavaliers Sodak 16 game in faith. And we're just so proud of our Lady Cavs. And now we shift to the boys' side of March Madness, where your St. Thomas More Cavaliers are coming off a convincing 64-29 victory over Bill Fouche to advance to the second round of the postseason. It's very simple. If you're going to make it to Sioux Falls, you got to win 3. You got to win 3 games. Cavs won the first game in a game we had for you Tuesday night. Now they are on the road taking on a Hill City Rangers team that defeated St. Thomas More for the first time in their history just 2 weeks ago. Prior to 2 weeks ago, St. Thomas More all-time was 29-0 against Hill City. Talking to people around Hill City, South Dakota, this may very well be the biggest sporting event in the history of Hill City Rangers athletics. And this Rangers team, they are the real deal. They're coming off a 58-38 20-point win over Hot Springs on Tuesday night. And you better believe this place will be rocking. It is going to be a full house. The Hill City Rangers band has been put up into the corner where they usually do not play. And we have a lot of Cavs fans that got out here and got down Highway 16 as fast as they could get off work or right after school. And we have the entire STM family either in the house here at Coach Ginn's Court in Hill City tonight, or we have all of the fans watching right here on your Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network. Get ready. It's number 2 seed Hill City hosting number 3 seed St. Thomas More. You're watching the Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network pregame show. I'm going to share some analysis in a little bit, but first, let's hear from our friends at Security First Bank. Hard work in the classroom deserves recognition. Security First Bank is proud to support students with scholarship opportunities because investing in education means investing in our future. Visit securityfirstbank.com to learn more. Security First Bank, member FDIC. Show your Cavalier pride every time you swipe. The Cavalier debit card from Security First Bank lets you represent your Cavs school spirit on and off the court. Get yours today. Security First Bank, the official sponsor of the Cavalier Sports Network, member FDIC. Here we go. We're about 11 minutes away from tip-off. St. Thomas More and Hill City going through their shoot around. And I want to get into some detailed analysis for this rematch tonight with St. Thomas More and Hill City. Looking back at the game that we had for you 2 weeks ago from tomorrow, St. Thomas More played a pretty solid game, but the outside shots just didn't go down. St. Thomas More shot 17% from beyond the perimeter arc. However, St. Thomas More dominated in the rebounding department. They completely controlled the offensive glass, especially in the first half. St. Thomas More was led by Max Speed, who had over 15 rebounds, and 10 of those in the first half in that ball game. But what happened was St. Thomas More, when they got the rebound, they would kick it outside, and then they would pass and miss the outside shots, as I mentioned. So here's the question. Can St. Thomas More make this a game where they continue to control the glass against Hot Springs, but this time attack the basket, go through Hill City, and get physical with the Rangers in this rematch on the road here tonight in Custer County? Or will we see more of a shootout? What Hill City wants is what they had last time. They want a finesse type of game. They want this to be about shooting. They want this to be about tempo. St. Thomas More, to win this game, if they can control the glass, bring a little bit of smack, push them around a little bit, get physical, get tough, they can set the terms for this game, and they can win tonight on the road here in Hill City. This game may very well come down to physicality, and if the Cavaliers can bring the toughness and the all-around play we saw on Tuesday night, the Cavs can avenge that February 22nd loss to Hill City. They can raise their all-time record against Hill City to 30-1, and on top of that, the Cavaliers can get themselves in a position to advance to the SODAC 16 next Tuesday at a neutral site location and pull to within one win of a trip to the state tournament at the Denny Sanford Premier Center, a location for the state tournament where the Cavaliers were just 2 years ago when Coach Dave Hollenbeck earned his 500th career victory. If you're looking for a statistic that's worth noting, it should be this. Hill City, Tuesday night, they struggled to have any advantage in the rebounding department against a Hot Springs team which finished 7th out of 7 teams in the Class 8A region this year. Hill City, I won't say they're allergic to rebounding, but it's not what they do. If St. Thomas More can get to the rebounds and get the ball in the basket with some high percentage looks in the post, looks down low, and they can make those conversions and get to the free throw line, they have an excellent chance tonight. What does this game mean for Hill City? That is a rhetorical question, and it's a good question. Here is what it means. Think about what this game means from a historical perspective. Think about two coaches that are the two fastest coaches in the state of South Dakota to 500 wins. The legendary late great Larry Lugens, who led Custer to 7 state championships. And think about our very own head coach Dave Hollenbeck and the great assistant coaching staff we have at St. Thomas More. If you're Hill City and you're in the Black Hills Conference for basketball, you have been living in between the two greatest programs in the last 40 to 50 years of high school basketball in the state. And Hill City has never made it to a state tournament in the history of their program and their school. This is an opportunity for Hill City that has never really come around, and there's no guarantee it will come again. This is also a year where Class 8A is absolutely loaded, and the two teams that get out of 8A and the other 8A semifinal game tonight is being played at Hart Ranch between top seed Rapid City Christian and the Custer Wildcats. But you better believe that this game means a lot, especially to the Hill City people who have watched year after year Custer dominate Hill City, and year after year St. Thomas More defeat the Rangers. This is that moment that doesn't come along every day, or to quote Eminem, this is the moment that you can't choke away and you can't let it slip. Here we go, St. Thomas More and Hill City, 4 minutes away from tip-off. We're glad you're with us. So happy to see a number of alumni here tonight. Megan Lee is here tonight. Also, the Larson boys are here from Matthew and Charlie. I think I heard Chase Donnelly might be in the neighborhood. We've got some great Cavs and Lady Cavs that have made it back, and it's just great to see the STM family come together as only we know how to do for a big road game tonight here in the heart of the beautiful Black Hills of western South Dakota. St. Thomas More, the 3 seed, at Hill City, the 2 seed. Hill City coming on the floor. They can score. They can zip around the floor. They are the real deal. They are 17-4, and this is the first Hill City team that has ever taken down a Cavalier team. Let's give you a flashback to the game we brought you back on February 22nd between these two squads. St. Thomas More had a furious rally and trailed by a score of 50-49. They got the ball and had the ball with 5 seconds to go. There was an inbound pass, but the pass was intended for Broden Sales, but the pass, no pun intended, sailed on the man who inbounded the ball, and Broden had to reach high. Broden Sales had to reach high, get his outstretched fingers on the ball, bring it down, and when he came down off balance. That high throw allowed the defense for Hill City to collapse on the recipient of that entry pass to the post. And as soon as Sales corralled that ball, he came down a little off balance, and Hill City was able to swat that ball away out of the fingertips of Broden Sales. Hill City got the ball, they were fouled, went down to the other end, hit a pair of foul shots, and pulled out a 52-49 win here in Hill City. But I'll tell you, if that pass was just on target, if it was just maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches lower, St. Thomas More may have come out of here with a win. That's how close the matchup was between these two teams. An interesting wrinkle as we get ready for introductions, and we will bring you the starting lineups. We want to thank Landon Wiley from the Hill City Streaming Network for getting us set up with our technical director, Braden Strain, and Regan Dewar to bring you the PA call clearly through our speakers here in a matter of moments. But I'll tell you that for St. Thomas More, they definitely want this game tonight. They want that chance to avenge what happened in that close game. But an interesting wrinkle is Ryan Messick for Hill City, Zane Messick rather, for Hill City. He is the son of STM longtime assistant coach Ryan Messick. And Ryan Messick certainly knows Coach Hollenbeck and what St. Thomas More wants to do. It's not like there's such a thing as a intricate playbook, but as well as one team can know another, Hill City knows St. Thomas More because of Coach Ryan Messick's familiarity as a longtime coach on the STM staff. Of course, Ryan Messick in 2 years will be back on the STM staff after Ashton Paulson goes through graduation, and Fred Paulson's 2-year period will come to conclusion. All right, we will now turn it over to our PA announcer. Here we go, Hill City versus St. Thomas More, and here are your lineups with a full house tonight at Hill City. And here we go, everybody. We are ready. St. Thomas More and Hill City. Everett Sullivan for Hill City set to tip things off against Broden Sales. Here we go, 2 versus 3 in the Region 8A semis. We're underway and the Cavaliers win the tip. With the ball, it's Ashton Paulson. Paulson, who had a tremendous game in the win over Bellefouche on Tuesday night. Paulson turns, spins, shoots, misses, fight for the rebound, and Hill City gets the rebound. A lot of question as to whether Hill City can get the rebounds. They struggled mightily against STM and did not fare well on the boards against Hot Springs. Driving shot by Zane Messick, no good. He's fouled, scores, no whistle. Nope, he is. Wait a minute. I'm not sure what the call was. That was an unusual call. They're going to give the basket to Zane Messick. And it is 2-0 in favor of Hill City. Cavaliers with the ball. Trying to get on the board. We're just underway here in the Southern Hills. With the ball on the right side. Right wing, foul line extended. Broden Sales. Broden has it. Gives the ball up to Wyatt Buzzy Gilton. Buzzy, pull-up jumper, bank shot, no good, and there's a rebound. A rebound for Hill City. Zane Messick. Over to Devin Bueller. Bueller on the right side, gives the ball up to Alex Steckman. Steckman to Dax Franzen, driving with it, Messick, and there's a charge. Zane Messick can't believe it, but the Cavs fans sure can. And the Cavaliers, with one of those Dave Hollenbeck trademarks, taking the charge underneath and getting the possession. Here come the Cavaliers. AP with the ball on the Smokey the Bear iconic logo on the middle of Coach Ginn's court. Paulson gives the ball to Speed. Max Speed looks, so we've got a whistle. Buzzy is called for a buzz saw screen high away beyond the perimeter circle. And that will give the ball back to Hill City. Well, officials calling this game so far as tight as a newly strung guitar. With the ball, Messick. Messick fakes, head and shoulder, pivots, and there's a deflection by Speed to the Blue Baron. The Baron gives it to Paulson for three. Long three by Buzzy, no good. Cavs from outside in this gym really struggle. Long three is good by Zane Messick, and it's 5-0, and Coach Hollenbeck wants a 20-second timeout. Zane Messick, who absolutely shot out the lights in the last 10 minutes of the game between these two teams on February 22nd, picks up right where he left off. He drills a long distance three, and when you shoot here in Hill City on your home floor, and you know how it works, folks, you have your spots. You know where you are going to just have that natural full extension from long distance, and it's going to go down more often than not. That time, Messick found his spot. Messick got the three. 5-0. Mike Fell, along with technical director Braden Strade and Regan Dewar, on the elevated track at the center court line here in Hill City. Here come the Cavaliers. Ashton Paulson to Max Speed, back to AP. Paulson, right wing, foul line extended, gives the ball to Gilton. Gilton, guarded by Bueller, finds Speed, around it goes to Baron Slusarski. The Blue Baron, now to Paulson, to Speed, to the Baron, back up to Paulson. Cavs with the ball, down by 5. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Paulson penetrates, turns, spins, and scores! And the Cavs are on the board. What a great play by Paulson. He picks up where he left off with a 17% point performance on Tuesday night. And the Blue Baron knocks it away. What a great play by the Baron. Mercy. Now here come the Rangers. Pass from Sullivan to a driving Devin Bueller, makes it 7-2, and now we have an inbound violation. Some would call that ticky-tack. Some would call it appropriate. Official has every right to make that call, and he did. 7-2 our score. Messick wide open for three. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Buzzy Gilton. Buzzy underneath to Broden Sales. Sales loses the handle, throws it away. Here come the Rangers. Steckman against the Baron, loses his balance and is called for a travel. How about that transition defense by the Blue Baron? Way to go, Baron Slusarski. 4:34 to play here in the first quarter. Cavs with the ball down 5, 7-2. You're joining us. We're coming to you live from Hill City, South Dakota. With the ball, it's Speed. Who scores? Max Speed powers up. And that's what we want to see tonight, are more plays like that where the Cavaliers dictate the physical terms of this basketball game. We've got a whistle and a stoppage in play. Not sure what stopped the game. The official, in just the last 1 minute of real time, has stopped the game for an inbound violation and for a loose shoelace. Attention to detail. With the ball on the left side, shot in the corner by Bueller is good. Devin Bueller hits the Rangers' second three-pointer of the opening 5 minutes. It's 10-4. St. Thomas More with the ball. Down 6. Speed gets it in the blocks. Gives it high to Buzzy. Now to Paulson. Paulson crosses over, drives, shoots, and the shot won't go. Devin Bueller gets the rebound for Hill City. Here come the Rangers trying to build on a 6-point advantage. Steckman to Bueller. The Blue Baron all over Bueller, and Sullivan now gets a pass, shoots, and that shot won't go. Rebound controlled by Gilton. Gilton, long pass down the floor through the hands of Cooper. Or rather, Broden Sales. Broden got wide open. He just could not bring it in. It's almost like Broden was thinking about what he was going to do next before the ball arrived. 10-4. Hill City up by 6. Here we go. With it, driving is Franz, and he's stripped of the ball by Speed. Cavaliers will set in the half court. The Baron turns, spins, goes baseline, shoots, and can't get it to fall. Ball tapped away, and what a play by Paulson. He knocks the ball off the shins of Zane Messick to keep the possession going for STM. 2:30 to go in the first quarter, 10-4. Cavs down by 6 here in Hill City. Speed has it for St. Thomas More. Gives the ball to Gilton. Gilton pull-up jumper no good. And the ball is tapped into the air, and Messick has it. And head coach Laramie Harvey loves what he sees from Hill City. They are rebounding so much better than they did the last time these two teams squared off, and there's a travel and a turnover by the homestanding Rangers. This is the biggest game in Hill City basketball history. They have never made it to the state tournament. That's what they're trying to achieve with a win tonight and a win next Tuesday. There's a steal. Bueller, 2-on-1 break, crosses over and scores. And Coach Hollenbeck calls a timeout. And Coach Hollenbeck not happy with the decision making of his backcourt. 1:57 to go in the first period. Hill City 12, St. Thomas More 4. Well, for Hill City, there are two things to be encouraged about. One is obvious. That's the 8-point lead. But the second is Hill City is getting to loose balls and they're winning the battle of the boards, at least so far. The keys to the game for Hill City are definitely playing out the way the Rangers and their coaching staff are looking for tonight. A long way to go. It's 6:17 local time here in Hill City on a nice first Friday in March. Mike Fell, Braden Strain, Regan Dewar with you. Our second huge game and back-to-back nights here on the Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network. Paulson gives the ball to the Blue Baron. Barron over to Broden Sales. Sales drives baseline and gets called for a charge against Alex Steckman, and the crowd goes crazy for the Rangers. St. Thomas More has to be a little discouraged at the moment. Those are the kind of take charge, aggressive to the basket plays the Cavs, I think, are counting on tonight. And give credit there to Steckman. He paid the price and made the stop. Here comes a drive to the basket by Franzen. Putback try by Brenson Van was unsuccessful. It was nearly a dunk that would have ripped the lid off this place. Here come the Cavs. Right now, offense is as cold as molasses in January. Here we go with the ball. The Speed, up and under move, will score. And Speed shows some emotion. And it's now 12-6. Cavs being doubled up at the moment. Under a minute to play here in the first period. Franzen, the transfer from Huron, gives the ball to Devin Bueller. Bueller crosses over against Paulson. Shovels a pass to Steckman. Steckman long three, no good. And Declan Duffy gets the rebound. Declan in for the first time this evening a moment ago in a substitution that I did not notice. Here we go. On the floor for the Cavs, it's Speed, the Blue Baron, Buzzy, Declan, and AP Ashton Paulson. Cavs will go for the last shot. The shot clock has been turned off. Speed with a high screen. Pass in the corner. Duffy for three. No good. Rebound controlled by Hill City. And the Rangers have a 12-6 lead at home in this 2-seed versus 3-seed 8A boys showdown in the toughest region in Class A boys basketball this year. Hill City 12. St. Thomas More 6. You're watching regional semifinal action on the Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network. Let's take a moment and say thanks to Strain Chiropractic. At Strain Chiropractic, Dr. Sarah, Dr. Brittany, and Dr. Jana believe in the natural and conservative chiropractic care approach, which includes thorough examinations, trigger point therapy, massage, acupuncture, and more. Strain Chiropractic. Give them a call today, and their chiropractic care is safe for all ages. And Branch and Vine Mental Health Counseling Center, proud to support the Cavaliers. They remind you mental health is not a destination, it's a journey, and you're not alone. Let Branch and Vine Mental Health Counseling Center partner with you on your way to improved mental health. And we get ready to begin the second quarter. Mike Fell, Braden Strain, Regan Dewar with you high above the floor here at Hill City High School Gymnasium. And we are underway with the Rangers starting with the ball first. Very interesting game, very different than how I envisioned it, to say the least. Driving with the ball for Hill City, Alex Steckman. Steckman to Messick, fadeaway shot, no good, and there's the Blue Baron, skying for the rebound. The wingspan to the Blue Baron is truly amazing. Declan Duffy to the Blue Baron, over to Buzzy Gilton, now to Duffy. The Baron in the corner to Buzzy, long three is no good. And Zane Messick gets the rebound with authority. Franzen with the ball on the right side. Dribbles near the top of the key. Passes to Alex Steckman. Steckman being guarded well by Declan Duffy. Ball goes to Franzen. Franzen now to Messick. Messick with 10 on the shot clock. Up and under move, scores. Man, is Messick explosive. Wow. Both Devin Bueller and Ryan Messick, Zane Messick rather, each have 8 points in this game. It's 14-6. Long three is good by Ashton Paulson. That's his shot, and that's the first three-pointer for the Cavaliers tonight. STM only had 2 3-pointers in their first trip here on February the 22nd. Up and under move by Sullivan comes up empty. Cavs get the rebound. Speed hands to Paulson. Paulson on the outlet, dribbles, finds Buzzy Gilton. There's a pass down low in the interior to Baron Slusarski, and the Blue Baron has the ball poked away out of bounds. Substitution for Hill City, Zane Messick checking out. Checking into the game is Braden Wilkeson. And now Declan Duffy comes out, gets a nice round of applause for the Cavs fans. Broden Sales back in there for STM. Cavs down 5. This is the closest they've been in a while. And now we're ready to resume. Buzzy to Max Speed. Max to Paulson. Paulson over to the Blue Baron for three. It's no good. But there's an offensive rebound and a putback try by Buzzy. There's another offensive rebound by Broden Sales, and that's what we saw 2 weeks ago. The Cavs getting multiple opportunities on the offensive glass. Long three is no good, and this time the Rangers get the rebound, and they go to fast break, Showtime Lakers mode. Pass goes out to Sullivan. Everett, Sullivan, free throw line, looking for help. No look dish to Wilkinson. Now it goes over to Bueller. Devin Bueller fakes a shot. Blue Baron's not having any of that. He'll shut that down. Don't even think about it. Here comes Hill City. Steckman. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. There's a steal by the Blue Baron. Ahead it goes to Buzzy, who scores! What a steal and assist by the Blue Baron. That's got to make his family back in Columbus, Nebraska really proud. What a play. 14-11 our score. Cavs fans yelling defense at the top of their lungs. Sullivan in the block, gives it to Wilkeson. Wilkeson dribbles high, gives it now to Sullivan. Sullivan on the right side to Wilkeson. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Long three by Dax Franzen from here on is no good. The rebound controlled by Buzzy Gilton. Buzzy almost threw it away. Paulson comes up with it, shovels a pass to Sales, who puts it in. We've got a 1-point game. How about this resurgence by your St. Thomas More Cavaliers? What a play right there. The Cavs are starting to make it a Cavalier type of game. 14-13, 3:40 to play in the first half. Steckman to Bueller. Bueller looking low, dribbles. The Blue Baron dislodges the dribble. It goes over to Wilkinson, back to Bueller. Bueller, long three, no good. Long carom handled by Speed, and the Cavs can take their first lead of the game right here. Buzzy to Paulson. Paulson for three in the lead. No good. Fight for the rebound, and Devin Bueller comes up with the loose ball. Rangers with a ball at a 1-point lead, and Coach Laramie Harvey calls a timeout. And listen to these Cavalier fans. The Cavalier faithful, all of us, we have been through a lot in the last 24 hours, going back to last night's heartbreaker against Mobridge Pollock in Fay, South Dakota. You want high energy basketball? You want excitement? You got it last night, and you got it again tonight. 14-13, Hill City leading St. Thomas More. What a game, what a pair of games we bring you here on the Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network. The first two, first week of March. Here we go. Alex Steckman to inbound the ball for Hill City. We'll see if Coach Harvey made some effective adjustments out of the timeout. Devin Bueller to Zane Messick. Messick to Steckman. Steckman to Wilkinson. Wilkinson guarded by Broden Sales. Sales knocks it out. Wilkinson has it knocked out again. Wilkinson, not known for his ball handling, gives it to Messick. Messick, long three, and there's a rebound by Wyatt Buzzy Gelton. Here's another chance for St. Thomas More to take their first lead of the game. 2:43 to go in the first half. Paulson dribbles to his left, picks up his dribble, gives it to Slusarski. Back to Paulson. Now to Gelton. Buzzy, off balance shot, in and out, no good. Speed's there on the offensive glass, and he knocks it home and gives the Cavs their first lead tonight. It's 15-14. How about these Cavs? They've roared back from 8 points down on the road, like it was not even there. Steckman, guarded by Gelton. Steckman throws it to Wilkinson. He gets a screen, shoots a three, it's no good. And Hill City has gone cold. And there's a pass out of bounds. The Blue Baron was not looking for Buzzy Gelton. Coach Hollenbeck furious. The Blue Baron that time just looked like he had his aviation goggles on. That's a turnover. 1:53 to go here in the first half. Bueller, bounce pass to Sullivan. Sullivan around the horn to Messick, off balance three, not even close. Cavs get the rebound. Cavs will give up that shot at will tonight. With the ball, Max Speed. Speed shoots a one-handed floater, no good, but Sales is there on the offensive glass, and he's fouled from behind. The Cavaliers are like a school of piranha in the depths of the Amazon right now on the offensive glass. 15-14, Cavs by one. Broden Sales goes to the line to shoot a pair of foul shots. Cavs are crashing the boards. Mercy. Free throw by Sales is good. 16-14 Cavaliers. Sales to try to make it a 3-point lead for St. Thomas More, and he does. 17-14, Declan Duffy checks in. Broden Sales gets a great ovation. The Cavs fans came early. They came here in force, and they're making a difference for St. Thomas More on the road here in this second round tournament game. Hill City, Zane Messick, after getting some words of encouragement and instruction from his father, assistant coach Ryan Messick, on Coach Laramie's bench, gives the ball up to Steckman. Now it goes to Bueller. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Exactly 1 minute to go here in the first half. Bueller gives it to Sullivan. Long three, no good. It goes out of bounds, and there's a shot clock violation. The Cavaliers getting it done on defense, getting it done on the glass, and that's why the Cavaliers have outscored Hill City 13-2 in the last 6 minutes of this game. 17-14, Cavaliers with the ball, leading by 3. Slusarski, the Blue Baron, cross-court pass to Max Speed to Gilton. Over it goes to Declan Duffy. Half a minute to go in the first half. The Blue Baron drives, loses the handle, gets it back, throws it away. He was looking for Paulson. Paulson was not where the Baron thought he would be. One thing I'm noticing, Hill City really starting to second guess themselves with their defensive assignments and defensive spacing. That's a development to keep an eye on in the second half. With the ball, it's Venkelston. He gives it to Bueller. 8 seconds before halftime. Turnaround shot is good by Devin Bueller. He was wide open and he took the shot. Half-court shot won't go, but the Cavs have the lead at half. St. Thomas More 17. Hill City 16. St. Thomas More outscores the Hill City Rangers 11-4 in the second quarter, and St. Thomas More in a position to be 16 minutes away from a trip to the Sodak 16 somewhere against Sub 1 next Tuesday night. Let's go ahead and count up the scoreboard totals. We'll pass those along to you momentarily for both teams. If you can believe this, Hill City only had 2 players score points. Only 2 Rangers scored. And yet, it's a 1-point ball game. When these two teams played 2 weeks ago, it was 20-20 at half. It's nearly that tight tonight at the intermission, with St. Thomas More leading 17-16. We'll go ahead and count up the totals. Not hard to do when only 2 Rangers are in the scoring book. For the 17-4 number 2 seed Hill City Rangers, the Rangers were led by Devin Bueller with 9 points, and Zane Messick had 7. For St. Thomas More, there were 4 Cavaliers that put their name in the scorebook. Max Speed leading the way with 6 points and nearly as many rebounds. Broden Sales with 4 points, Ashton Paulson with 5, and the Blue Baron, Baron Slusarski, with 2 points for STM. Well, the play that really stood out for me was when the Blue Baron at midcourt was able to generate a steal, and then he had that great pass ahead to Gilton, who finished, and that was a big turning point, and it really sparked the comeback for St. Thomas More in the second period. But where I really started to smile was not even when St. Thomas More scored. It was when about 4 minutes left in the first half that St. Thomas More missed 3 shots, and they got offensive rebounds on all 3 misses. That is the kind of thing that Hill City was allowing when these two teams met up 2 weeks ago. And if St. Thomas More can continue to get stronger as the game goes along on the offensive glass, there is a lot to be excited about and a lot to celebrate and anticipate. St. Thomas More 17, Hill City 16. You're watching coverage of the Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network, coming to you live from the regional semifinals of the 8A region here in Hill City. Well, let's go ahead and recognize our great sponsors on our Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network. Sponsors that include Monument Health, our official sports athletic training partner. Tip our hat to Kristen Whitley, the great trainer from Monument Health, who does a wonderful job working with our Cavalier student athletes. Also, let's say thanks to Culver's Restaurant. Maybe celebrate with a concrete or something like that, an ice cream cone if the Cavs can get the win tonight. Or drown your sorrows in dairy products if they don't. Quinn Construction, Rapid City Shields, Wautiki Water Park, Ruby Tuesdays, that's where the Cavaliers eat, and Rosenbaum Signs. Other great sponsors tonight include South Dakota National Guard. Thank you for your service. Stacy Nelson, Remax Realtor, Wrangle Construction, The Market in Tuscany Square, Dave Ramel, State Farm Insurance Agent. Like a good neighbor, Dave is there. Courtesy Subaru, and Tucker, Dr. Kuderna, Dr. Hollick, and Dr. Young with the Rapid City Eye Care Center on Jackson Boulevard in Rapid City. Let's share this thought. We're thinking of our cheer team. We have this incredibly awesome cheer team. They want to win a third Spirit of Six award title in 5 years. And the hope is that the Cavaliers can win tonight, win next Tuesday, and our incredible cheer team coached by Tracy Stamper and by Coach Nas will be able to pull out a victory at a boys state tournament to be played in Sioux Falls this year at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. Let's see if we can pass along some college scores as the Cavaliers come out for their shoot-around. A lot of action in college basketball. A lot of the women's NCAA conference tournaments, the big ones, are being played this week. Some of the mid-major conference tournaments are getting started on the men's side. Let's take a look at the Big Ten women's tournament quarterfinal action. Spearfish's Amy Stevens and the Lady Huskers. Her Lady Huskers, their Cinderella dreams of another Big Ten women's tournament title come up short. 85-74, number 4 ranked UCLA. A great team. The Lady Bruins beat the Lady Huskers in the Big Ten quarterfinal action tonight. Earlier today, number 2 seed USC with Juju Watkins hung on and beat a upset-minded Indiana Lady Hoosiers team 84-79. And Michigan destroyed number 15 Maryland, Brenda Friese's team, 98-71. In case you missed it last night, the Utah Lady Utes team that we all cheer very hard for because we just are such big fans and we're good friends of Reese Ross. Utah was upset in Kansas City in the second round last night by Texas Tech, 75-64 in the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship. Looking at the Summit, Haley Timmer and the Lady Jacks, who have won 19 straight games, they have a bye week, off day today. They will play the North Dakota Lady Fighting Sioux tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. Jackrabbits 27-3. What a year they're having. They are going to take on North Dakota 12-18. The other semifinal in the women's Summit League semifinals, it's 12-20. The Lady Kangaroos of UMKC against the number 2 seeded Oral Roberts team, 23-7. We'll take a look quickly at men's college basketball tonight, and we'll see if we've got some scores. How about we go to Arch Madness, my favorite conference tournament in St. Louis earlier tonight. Drake defeated Southern Illinois 70-53, the regular season champions of the Missouri Valley. The top mid-major conference in America advance to Saturday's quarterfinal play. Belmont defeats Illinois State 76-63, and in game number 3 in St. Louis tonight, it is Bradley 44 and Murray State 40. And that's a look at our college basketball scoreboard tonight. Big game tomorrow between Creighton and Marquette as the Blue Jays look to nail down second place in the 11-team Big East Conference. St. John's has clinched the regular season title this year. Here we go. Mike Fell with Regan Dewar at the camera. Braden Strain, our technical director. We want to say thank you to Landon Wiley from the Hill City Streaming Network, giving us some help, really looking out for us, setting us up with the table and chairs. And we thank Activities Director Wade Ginsbach for all he has done as well for both of our trips on the road here this season to Hill City. And we are ready to begin. The Cavs start the second half with a 1-point lead. And we are underway here in Hill City. With the ball, it's Max Speed. Max Speed to Paulson. Underneath to the Blue Baron. Baron Susarski, who loses the handle, out of bounds. Hill City now with an opportunity to retake the lead. Rangers going right to left across your screen. These two teams going the exact same direction that they did in the second half the first time that they played one another. With the ball, it's Messick. Nice pass underneath the Steckman. Good block by Buzzy Gilton. Buzzy brings the ball down the court, being guarded by Devin Bueller. Buzzy looking for a high screen, finds the Blue Baron on the left wing. The Baron turns, spins, gives it to Max Speed. Max throws it high to Paulson. Cavs reset, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Speed to Paulson. Over it goes to the Blue Baron, now to Buzzy Gilton. Buzzy turns, spins, shoots, and scores off the glass. And the Cavs are back in front by 3, 19-16. That's Buzzy's first basket in the game. 19-16 in this low-scoring affair. Messick, right side, dribbles, finds Sullivan underneath by himself, and he misses the bunny. Getting the rebound for STM is Broden Sales. St. Thomas More with the ball and a 3-point lead. chance to get a 2-possession lead for the first time tonight. Speed goes up against Sullivan and commits a traveling violation. Give defensive credit to Sullivan. Sullivan playing with a paper headband. It doesn't look like a real headband, but that's what he's going with. That's okay. Bueller, long three, got it. And we are all tied at 19. Devin Bueller in double figures, leading all scorers at the moment with a dozen. 19-19. This game, very reminiscent in some ways and very different in others of the game we had 2 weeks ago when it was tied 20-20. Speeds, one-handed floater won't go. Hill City with a rebound. Bueller drives and misses the layup. What a rebound by Steckman to Messick to Sullivan. Long three, no good. Rebound, Speed, and Hill City commits a foul. Max Speed got locked up by Steckman. Speed landed with his full frame on Steckman. Coach Harvey wants a foul. There is no foul. That's just what you get for hooking your adversary in the post. If you're gonna hook the trailer, you're gonna probably deal with the consequences. Not a good idea to hook your trailer to max speed. It's a good way to lose your fender. Here we go, STM with the ball. Sales on the wing, zips a pass over to Paulson, who drives and gets fouled and will shoot two. Cavaliers getting to the free throw line. That's part of their formula. Usually a part of the formula if you're going to win on the road in this great sport of basketball is to get to the line. Paulson to shoot two. 5:07 to go in the third quarter. Ashton with his first free throw in as many attempts tonight makes it 20-19. Cavs again back on top by a point. Second free throw by Paulson is good. Ashton Paulson makes it 21-19. Hill City with the ball. Dax Franzen drives, no, rather check that. Messick drives, pops, and scores. That was a smooth basket by Zane Messick. And Messick has that smooth as silk quality to his game. We're tied at 21 apiece. Instant classic yet again between these two Black Hills Conference foes. It has historically been a lopsided series, but not this year. Sales, hook shot, good. Broden Sales makes it 23-21. STM by 2. Hill City with the ball on the left side. Dax Franzen. Franzen working against Sales, who's called for a reach-in foul. Broden with a little bit of a smile and a smirk. He knows that he didn't use his arms, but he definitely extended a little longer than is naturally permissible. Here comes Hill City with the ball and a 2-point deficit. Dax Franzen, his family, I'm told, moved to Hill City from Huron back this fall. Messick, long three, got it. Zane Messick is heating up. He was the difference down the stretch 2 weeks ago, and he just gives Hill City the lead again for the first time since midway in the second quarter. It's 24-23 Rangers. Long three by Broden is too strong, no good. Rangers willing to yield that three-point attempt. Long three is no good by Bueller. That shot was from NBA range. Here come the Cavs. The Blue Baron turns, spins, pops, shoots, and misses. Rebound, Max Speed. Max goes up, scores the basket, and gets a three-point play. What a great play by Max Speed. Max combining a determination factor to get the rebound and then seemingly reading the shot like a golfer reads the green before a clutch putt makes the shot off the glass to make it 25-24. And Max Speed will shoot the free throw and miss it. Sullivan gets the rebound with his paper headband. Here comes Hill City. Devin Bueller, who has 12 points in this game, really combining with Messick to be a 1-2 punch that's keeping the Rangers in this one-point ball game. Rebound for the Blue Baron. Here come the Cavaliers. Paulson has it high. Surveys the floor. The fans really getting into it. There's a pass to Buzzy, who scores. That time Wyatt Gilton popped open underneath. Nice assist from out top. And it's 27-24. And now the STM fans are louder than the Ranger fans. With it is Steckman. Steckman pivots, finds Messick again for three, and it's good again. Zane Messick is on fire. He has 15 points, including 8 in the first 6 minutes of this second half. We're tied at 27. Zane Messick is keeping Hill City in this, and Speed powers up and scores, and now Max has double figures. Max is going to the basket with authority, something he didn't do. He had a lot of kick-out passes the first time these two teams squared off on the 22nd of February. Driving baseline with the ball is Dax Franzen. Pull-up shot, Steckman. Sullivan gets the ball, gets fouled, and will shoot two. Everett Sullivan, the red-headed young man from Hill City, I think the PA announcer said from Rockerville, will go to the line to shoot two. Rockerville, part of the Hill City School District, I understand. Free throw by Sullivan is good. And the 5'10" senior forward is on the board. It's 29-28. Here comes a free throw with 1:14 left in the third to tie the game, and it's good. We are all tied at 29. Declan Duffy back in the game for some outside shooting prowess here. Some firepower. Here come the Cavs. Cavs making a living in the post more than they are from the perimeter arc. A departure from the strategy they had before when these teams played. Sullivan gets a long rebound from Baron Slusarski on a missed three-pointer. Cavs are hitting the glass. They are playing Dave Hollenbeck basketball. Pass goes to Max Speed. Max underneath, goes up, shoots, and scores! Max Speed, it's official, having the best game of his career. Long three by Franzen, no good. It touches Speed's fingertips out of bounds. Well, Max had a great game on the glass 2 weeks ago when these teams met. Tonight, he is doing it all. And Max Speed now chanting something to set his team's defense. He's saying Aggie, 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 and I don't think he means one of the men or women in agriculture. Ball loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? And we've got an alternate possession, I think. And they're going to say St. Thomas More called a timeout. Coach Laramie Harvey is furious, and he's coming onto the court. He might get a technical foul if he's not careful. Cavs call a 20-second timeout. Laramie Harvey is mad, and I can't say I blame him. The Cavs called timeout, but they didn't have the ball. You kind of have to have the ball when you call timeout. STM gets possession, 31-29. You can feel the intensity reaching the outer limits of what they call in symphony orchestra circles a crescendo. Wow. This game has the same fire, the same everything that we saw in Faith last night. Wow. All I can say is wow. You've got to love high school basketball. This game at its highest level of purity, highest level of intensity and spirit, and all the pageantry that's thrown in. Here we go. From the small community of Hill City, STM leads 31-29. They'll play for the last shot. Buzzy for three at the horn. It's no good. And we have reached the end of the third quarter of play. St. Thomas More 31. Hill City 16 or 29. The Cavaliers outscore Hill City 14 or get outscored. No, they do outscore Hill City 14-13. This game has got what it takes. The cheer team out there now for St. Thomas More, firing up all the Cavalier fans. Many of these same fans were with us in Northeast Meade County last night as Mobridge Pollock defeated St. Thomas More 49-48. The Lady Cavaliers making us so proud, having another great season under the leadership of head coach Brandon Candelin. The Lady Cavs advancing out of regionals this year, and the Cavs boys team trying to do the same, trying to advance out of regionals tonight. It is just about 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Reminder, don't forget to move your clocks forward tomorrow night. We're going into daylight savings time at 2 in the morning Sunday morning. Here we go. Mike Fell with technical director Braden Strain, Regan Dewar. We present the fourth quarter courtesy of our friends at Security First Bank. Here we go. With a ball underneath Steckman. Messick, off-balance shot, short, no good. Duffy with a rebound, and we're going to have a foul on Hill City. And Laramie Harvey, he is giving the officials an earful. He is absolutely furious, and I think he's about one moment away from a technical foul. Here come the Cavaliers. With the ball, it's Paulson, now to Speed, Duffy, long three, no good. Rebound, Devin Bueller. Here come the Rangers, chance to tie or take the lead. Bueller coast to coast, scores the basket, draws the foul, and Devin Bueller is fired up. Wow. And so is this Hill City crowd. We are tied at 31. Well, as Yogi Berra once said, we've got deja vu all over again. If you like last night's game, you love tonight's game. We call this an encore. Here comes a free throw. It's in and out, no good. A rare miss by Devin Bueller, who shoots over 90% from the foul line. Here come the Cavs. Speed, left wing, foul line extended. Finds Paulson. Paulson looking low. to Max Speed. Speed now to Paulson. Paulson calls the play. Looks to his left, looking for help. Gets a screen from the Blue Baron. Now crosses over on Bueller, hits the deck, finds the Blue Baron. 3 on the shot clock. Speed gets it down low, gets fouled with 1 second left on the shot clock. Wow, you talk about a bailout. Or wait a minute. They say that Hill City was out of bounds. So St. Thomas More gets actually a fresh shot clock. They're going to call the 4th foul of the game on Steckman. And there's a basket by Broden Sales. Right out of the inbound. It's 33-31. Cavs back in front by 2. 6:35 to go in this classic in the Southern Hills tonight. Hill City, this is the biggest game in their history. For STM, it's not just another day at the office. Messick passes over to Devin Bueller. Bueller crosses over, shoots a deadly 3 and scores the basket. Devin Bueller with the filthy drop back 3 puts Hill City back on top 34-33. Wow. That was just one of those drop back moves combined with the shot that's indefensible, really. It was a remarkable play by a young man along with Zane Messick that are carrying this Rangers team to the lead they currently hold, 34-33 with about 6 minutes to go. Laramie Harvey, head coach for Hill City, trying to lead his Rangers to the Sodak 16. Last year, Coach Anna Eckert for Hill City was able to get the Lady Rangers to the Sodak 16 with legendary Maggie Taylor under the basket. And here we go. Cavaliers with the ball, trailing by 1. Buzzy crosses over, finds Broden Sales down low and draws a reach-in foul on Zane Messick. For Zane Messick, that's only his 2nd personal foul this evening. Now Broden Sales will go to the line to shoot 2. Free throw by Sales is no good. Exactly 6 minutes to play here in the 4th and final quarter. Steckman with 4 fouls will check out. For Hill City checking in, it's Brenson Vanelksen. 2nd free throw by Sales is good. We are tied 34-34. Sales unofficially with 9 points tonight. Tie game, anybody's game, just like the game last night. Hill City dribbles to the left, kicks it high. Sullivan working against Speed, scores. First field goal of the game for senior Everett Sullivan. He does not want his career to end on his home floor tonight. 36-34. There's a basket by Ashton Paulson. Paulson, who's been pretty quiet since early in this game, ties it at 36-36. Now the Rangers have the ball. Hill City, Zane Messick gets a shot blocked by Buzzy Gilton out of bounds. That was a violent rejection by Buzzy. Hill City now to trigger the ball underneath the STM hoop. And there's a perfect pass to Messick. I can't believe Zane was that wide open. Hill City now back in front, 39-36. Hill City, St. Thomas More trading baskets down the stretch. Speed goes up, misses the shot in the lane. Zane Messick gets the rebound. And this Hill City crowd, you can sense after years and years of heartbreak in coming up short, starting to believe tonight. Ball goes to Van Elkson. Out to Franzen. Long three, no good. Dax just off the mark. His three-point attempt hits the heel of the rim. Here comes St. Thomas More. With the ball, it's Ashton Paulson. Paulson working against Franzen. Quiet night for Dax. He had a big game the first time these two teams met. There's a shot by Buzzy Gilton. Not what you call a form shot, but we'll take it. 38-38. Inside the halfway mark now with the fourth quarter. We have another deadlock score at 38. With the ball, Devin Buer. Buer guarded by the Blue Baron. Coach Hollenbeck signaling for his team to play back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sullivan to Messick. Messick shoots an off-balance three. It's no good. Great defense there by Ashton Paulson. Here come the Cavaliers. The Cavs have played great defense tonight, and so has Hill City. The Blue Baron, left wing, foul line extended. Gives the ball to Buzzy Gilton. Buzzy starting to really get into a groove here in the fourth. Broden Sales drives, misses the shot. It goes off of max speed out of bounds. And with exactly 3 minutes to play, now Hill City gets the ball. I'm looking over at our camera operator, Regan Dewar, and I'm right there with Regan. I mean, you just have to inhale and exhale. This is a lot for all Cavs fans in just about 24 hours. This is some thrilling and high-stakes basketball we've seen from Faith and now tonight in Hill City. 2:44 to go. Messick drives and misses the shot. Rebound controlled by Broden Sales. Good stop by STM. Now the Cavs with 2.5 minutes to go with a chance to get the lead. On the wing, it's the Blue Baron. The Baron passes up top to Paulson. Over to max speed. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Gilton gets it underneath, finds max speed. Speed to Gilton, 10 on the shot clock. Now underneath to Speed in the blocks. Speed goes up and can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, spikes it off of Van Elkson, and the Cavs get possession. Hill City thinks there was a shot clock violation, but I don't think that's how that works. Let's see what the officials say. They're going to give the ball to Hill City, and Coach Hollenbeck is as mad as can be. He says that's not the rule. And Coach Hollenbeck corrects the officials, and they get it right. St. Thomas More keeps the ball. Coach Hollenbeck, aware of the rule book, makes sure the officiating crew properly applies the rules. Here come the Cavs to inbound the ball. Inbound pass to Broden Sales. Broden to Paulson. Ashton Paulson dribbles outside. Under 2 minutes to go. We're tied. It's the 2-minute warning. 38-38 our score. Mike Fell, Braden Strain, Regan Dewar with you. High above the court here in Hill City. Doesn't get much better than this. Paulson, 8 on the shot clock. Crosses over against Franzen. Gives it to Buzzy. Buzzy, 3 at the horn is good! Buzzy hit a three-pointer, and now they call a technical foul on Buzzy Gilton for celebrating the biggest three-pointer in his career. What is this all about? Buzzy makes the go-ahead 3, and now they call a technical foul on Buzzy Gilton. And here's the deal. Hill City has been going wild with their shots all night long. Buzzy called for a technical after a three-pointer. Zane Messick goes to the line to shoot free throws. He makes the first. What a time to throw a technical foul on a player in this game where both teams have been celebrating with high emotion after their shots have gone in all night long. 41-40, Hill City with the ball. A technical foul called against Wyatt Buzzy Gilton, and Coach Laramie Harvey calls a timeout with a big possession coming up with 1:26 to play in the fourth quarter. Well, this game has had a lot of controversy, and now Fred Paulson, the legendary coach for Michigan State in Huron College, coming out and having a conversation with one of the officials. He gets an explanation, and maybe something was said. You know, that's the one thing we have to give the benefit of the doubt. We can only see the reaction. There's also the verbal and nonverbal element to the celebration after a go-ahead three-pointer. Well, St. Thomas More has the lead. That's the good news. They're up 41-40, but they're without the basketball. That's the bad news, as Hill City now with an opportunity to retake the lead with 86 seconds to go in this single elimination winner-take-all region semifinal game tonight. This game has lived up to the hype, and we might even get overtime, you never know. We're ready to resume. To inbound the ball, it's Dax Franzen. Both teams' fans yelling, "Here we go, Cavs, here we go, Rangers, here we go." What an environment this is tonight. Minute 15 to play, 20 on the shot clock. Paulson inducing a 5 count on Messick. Messick dribbles to his right, gives to Franzen, and we've got a whistle and a foul on Broden Sales. Broden went through a screen. If that's a screen, that's like a flimsy screen. Man, okay. I'd like to come up with an analogy, but I won't. Here we go. Hill City to inbound the ball. Zane Messick finds Dax Franzen. Dax ahead to Steckman, playing with 4 fouls. Under a minute to go. Rangers still with plenty of time on the shot clock. With the ball, it's Steckman to Sullivan. Sullivan, the senior, over to Steckman, now to Messick. 43 seconds to go in the game. Long three by Franzen, no good. Dax Franzen, though, his shot is rebounded in the corner by Steckman, and now Hill City calls another timeout with only 2.7 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. And we find this game in nearly the exact identical circumstance that we saw the Lady Cavs game against Mobridge Pollock 24 hours ago. In that game, the Cavs were up by 1 point, 48-47, and the Tigers got the ball after stealing an inbound pass. Now tonight, Laramie Harvey and his Rangers able to rebound a long potential go-ahead three by Dax Franzen, and they call timeout, and they have a chance to take the lead. Again, Both teams, it should be noted, each with 3 team fouls. So a foul by either team will not send the opponent to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 bonus foul shots. Here we go. On the floor for the Cavaliers, Gilton, Speed, Slusarski, Broden Sales, and Ashton Paulson. Here we go, half a minute to play. Alex Steckman, guarded high by Gilton. Ball goes over to Franzen. Franzen shoots and misses. Rebound, Max Speed, and the Cavs have the ball. The shot clock is turned off. St. Thomas More is fouled, and listen to these Cavs fans. Can we get a shot of the Cavs fans in a moment? They are going wild. This is awesome. And they call timeout, and let's hear it for St. Thomas More. How about the fight, the intensity, the execution of this Cavaliers team tonight? 41-40. Cavaliers 17.3 seconds away from punching their ticket, just like the Lady Cavs did last week, to the Sodak 16. And now the Cavs student body saying, we can't hear you, as the Hill City students are in stunned frustration. 41-40, the Cavaliers lead by 1. This game has had everything. And we're so glad you've made us a part of your first Friday in March. With technical director Braden Strain, Regan Dewar, this is Mike Fell saying, here we go. Down the stretch they come. 16-0, or 16 seconds until something big, one way or another. Cavs with the ball leading 41-40. Sales to inbound. He needs to hurry, and he gives it to Paulson, who's fouled by Zane Messick. That's just the 4th foul for the Rangers. I don't think the Cavs are shooting 1-on-1 yet. Or are they? Oh, that was the 5th foul. I stand corrected. And now, Ashton Paulson will try the biggest free throws in his STM career. Ashton Paulson, the guy who got away from Stevens, goes to the line. Free throw by Ashton is good. Ashton Paulson makes it 42-40. AP to shoot another. Trying to give the Cavs a 3-point lead on the road here in Hill City. Free throw by Paulson is good. And now the Cavs have to defend against the 3. 10 seconds to go. Bueller for the tie. It's good. We're all tied. 6 seconds and counting. Cavs are going to go for the last shot. Gilton for the win from half court. Just missed it. And we're going to overtime. Devin Bueller with a 3-pointer with 11 seconds to go forces overtime. I hope none of you Cavalier fans watching these 2 games the last 24 hours has a cardiac heart condition of some kind. Wow. Wow. We're going to overtime in Hill City. It's going to take more than 32 minutes to decide this game. Wow. Let's take a moment as we go to overtime, and we'll count up the totals for you for both teams. For Hill City, the 1-2 scoring punch of Devin Bueller who just tied the game with that equalizer 3 ball a moment ago. And Zane Messick, the son of longtime STM assistant coach Ryan Messick, with 19. Devin Bueller with 20 points. Zane Messick with 19 for STM. Max Speed with 12. Broden Sales with 9. And Ashton Paulson with 11. Wyatt Buzzy Gilton with 9 as well. And here we go, a 4-minute overtime period set to begin right on the iconic Smokey the Bear logo at midcourt. Doesn't get better than this. What an encore after the Sodex 16 Lady Cavs, Lady Tigers game we had last night, and the tip is controlled by Hill City. Pass goes to Sullivan, who misses the layup, and Speed gets the rebound. Hill City nearly scored first. What a game. And the noise, it just continues to build. It is loud in here. Paulson shoots and misses. Rebound, Everett Sullivan with his paper headband for Hill City. Here come the Rangers with the ball. It's Devin Bueller. Bueller looking down low. Gives the ball now to Dax Franzen. Franzen finds a lane, shoots and scores. That's the first basket of the game for Dax Franzen, the transfer from the Huron Tigers from the AA ranks. Here come the Cavs, down 45-43. Max Speed, left side foul line extended to Paulson. Now to the Blue Baron, back out to Paulson. Paulson looking, finds Gilton. Over to the Baron for an open 2-point shot. It's no good. Speed gets the rebound, and that's a foul on Devin Bueller as Max Speed hits the deck. Once again, a Ranger learns the hard way. You better not hook your trailer to Max Speed. The Hill City fans don't like the call. There's nothing wrong with the call. It was the right call. Don't boo officials when they get it right. Here comes Max Speed to shoot 2. First free throw is in and out, no good. Max will shoot one more. Chance for the Cavaliers to pull to within 1, trailing 45-43 in this overtime classic. Free throw is good by Max Speed. And it's 45-44. Rangers leading by a point. Moments ago, STM led by 3. Devin Bueller hit a 3-ball to tie the game with about 10 seconds in regulation to force overtime. Messick driving, fouled, and scores the basket. Zane Messick is not going to be denied. And Zane now with 21 points to lead all scorers. The Messick and Bueller combination tonight has been absolutely aces for Coach Laramie Harvey and the Hill City basketball team. Broden Sales checks out for St. Thomas More. Now Declan Duffy checks in for STM. Free throw by Messick is good. 48-44. The Rangers will not go down quietly. They have found a way to put themselves in a position with 2:25 to go in overtime to take a 2-score lead. Here comes STM. They need to start responding on the offensive end. Speed to Gilton for 3, no good. Rebound Zane Messick for Hill City. Reading the bench for Hill City You can feel the anxiety building among the Cavaliers, and there's a steal by the Blue Baron. But wait, there's a whistle, and now they give a timeout to Hill City when they don't even have the basketball. Wow. And they give a full timeout to Laramie Harvey, and Coach Hollenbeck is not pleased. Wow. Well, Hill City will keep the basketball after the Blue Baron got a steal in the Hill City backcourt. There was a whistle, and apparently, as the ball handler for Hill City was in the process of losing the ball, Laramie Harvey called timeout from the bench, and that created the ruling that Hill City had a timeout and got to keep the ball. Heads up play for head coach Laramie Harvey. That was not something you normally see. Here we go, 48-44. Hill City leading by 4 points. The Rangers to inbound the ball. Messick between the circles to Franzen. Franzen now to Zane Messick. Messick crossing over, dribbles, shoots, and the shot goes out. It went in, then came back out. Sigh of relief for a moment for the Cavs fans. Duffy sets a high screen, gets the ball, gives the ball to Ashton Paulson. Paulson dribbles to his right, hands the ball to Gilton. Zip pass to the Blue Baron for three, and it's no good. That ball rolled around the cylinder and did not go down. Minute 22 to go. Cavs maybe looking to foul. Devin Buer guarded high by the Blue Baron. Dax Franzen, who got the scoring started here in overtime with his first points of the night, dribbles around, gives it to Sullivan. And now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rangers looking for a kill shot. Long three by Steckman, no good. Here comes St. Thomas More. Duffy open for three. It's no good. Offensive rebound, Susarski. It's no good, and there's a quick turnover. Bueller's outlet pass hit Steckman before he was ready, and the ball goes back to St. Thomas More. 48-44. Rangers leading by 4 points. The Blue Baron will take a seat on the bench. Max Speed back out there. Cavs to run their play. Long pass in the corner to Paulson. Duffy for three, good! Declan Duffy hits a three. The Duffy era is not over yet. It's 48-47. Declan, with his first shot of the game, comes through in the clutch, and it's a 1 point deficit for St. Thomas More. There may have been a question as to whether Declan was fouled in the act of shooting. The officials did not give the Cavaliers a 4-point play in that situation. 48-44. Cavs down 1. This ending to this first overtime very similar to what we saw at the end of the fourth quarter in the meeting between these two squads 2 weeks ago. Cavs were down by 5, and they rallied to make it a 1 point game, and they had a chance to win it in the final seconds. Well, it's kind of looking like that now. 48-47. 40.9 ticks left here in overtime. This has been a dandy. It's been a classic. It's been a Donnybrook. Zane Messick to inbound the ball for Hill City. Franzen takes the inbound pass, and he turns it over. Dax Franzen, the transfer from the Huron Tigers, coughs up the possession for Hill City, and now St. Thomas More gets the ball with a chance to win. 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Can the Cavs pull this win out of the fire here in the Southern Hills with a ball? Paulson to Sales. Sales goes up and scores with 20 seconds to go. And Coach Hollenbeck calls a timeout. And St. Thomas More has a 49-48 lead. Wow. And I don't want to make our audience uneasy, but this is the exact same score as last night's final score. 49-48. The Cavs have rallied from 4 points down on a 5-0 run to take a 49-48 lead against the best Hill City Rangers team in the history of their school. The Cavs are 20 minutes away from a win. And yes, they are in the same situation our Lady Cavs were in last night, where they must defend against their opponent in the final 20 seconds. Coach Hollenbeck showing a lot of fire and emotion in the huddle, just like we saw from Coach Candlin last night. Wow. I've been doing this a long time, ladies and gentlemen, and I've never seen 2 straight nights of basketball quite like this. Here we go, Hill City. Franzen down low to Steckman, who scores! And Hill City is back in front, and the clock is running, and the Cavs are out of timeouts. They have to push it. The Blue Baron loses the handle out of bounds, and the Cavs keep it with 2.1 seconds to go. Alex Steckman with his first basket of the game has given Hill City a 1-point lead. Cavs, 2 seconds to win it. They got to catch and shoot. Max gets it, loses it, and Hill City wins 50-49. And the season is over. And the Rangers sweep St. Thomas More and earn their first trip to the Sodak 16. Unbelievable. In overtime, our final score, Hill City 50, St. Thomas More 49. Back-to-back nights, the Cavaliers and Lady Cavaliers come up 1 point short in an entertaining game that will get 10 stars out of 10 stars from any entertainment critic in America. Congratulations to Laramie Harvey. Coach Messick, Brian Messick, and Greg Schroeder. And the Hill City Rangers, they win their region game 50-49. And I don't know who you give the game ball to between Devin Bueller and Zane Messick. They were both absolutely incredible tonight. And in the name of team basketball, Dak Franzen and Alex Steckman, 2 players held without any points in the first 4 quarters, scored the first and the final baskets of overtime to make the difference for the Cavaliers. St. Thomas More drops the Region 8A semifinal tonight in the Southern Hills, 50-49. Let's go ahead and add up the scoring totals for both teams. Must point out we tonight closed the curtain on the greatest era in the history of St. Thomas More basketball, the Duffy era. All 8 of the Duffys, their parents, Dan and Carrie, we love you guys. Your contributions will last forever, be remembered and cherished forever. And 21 years of Duffy basketball at STM. This generation of the Duffys, I understand the next generation is on the way. Thank you, Duffys. Thank you, Duffys. 11 state championships, countless trips to the state tournament, and Declan, the youngest of the Duffy siblings, sees his career end this evening in overtime, 50-49, but not before Declan made a huge three-pointer to make it a 1-point game in the final minute of overtime. Let's go ahead and tally up the final totals here. For Hill City, they were led by Zane Messick with 22 points. Devin Bueller had 20. Everett Sullivan had 4 points. Alex Steckman and Dax Franzen with 2 points apiece. For St. Thomas More, Max Speed had 13 points. Ashton Paulson, Broden Sales with 11 apiece. Wyatt Gilton with 9 points. Declan Duffy with 3 points. And the Blue Baron with 2 points tonight. Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I won't. But consider this broken record a little scratched up, so to speak, if you are old enough to know what scratching a record is. Our final score tonight, Hill City 50, St. Thomas More 49. Hats off to the Hill City Rangers. They won both games against St. Thomas More with a lot of courage, determination, and ice water in their veins here on their home floor in front of their starving fans, who now are probably in a state of disbelief and suspended delirium going into this weekend, awaiting the Sodak 16 appearance for a program that, as I mentioned earlier, has lived between the superpower dynasties of Larry Lugens and Custer to the south in the latter part of the 20th century, and head coach Dave Hollenbeck in our Cavalier dynasty in the early part of the 21st century. Hill City 1 win away from going to the state tournament at the Denny Sanford Premier Center for the first time in the history of their school. And for St. Thomas More, they see their season end for a second consecutive year in the regional semifinal round on the road. And just like last year, finishing 10 games above 500 exactly this year with a mark of 16 wins and 6 defeats. St. Thomas More, thank you for the memories, Cavs. Thank you for the memories, Lady Cavs. Season has come to an end. It has been a privilege and a pleasure for our crew, Technical Director Braden Strain, Regan Dewar, you are a champ, buddy. You have done awesome this season. This is Mike Fell saying thank you for watching our broadcast. We wish good luck to Hill City in the SODAC 16 as they try to make it to their first state tournament. For St. Thomas More, they were oh so close, just like we were last night in Faith. Both cases, our team comes up 1 point short in a pair of classics that you can go back and watch anytime you'd like here on the Security First Bank Cavalier Sports Network. Our final score tonight, Hill City 50, St. Thomas More 49. For technical director Braden Strain, for Regan Dewar, this is Mike Fell saying thanks for watching and good night.